So recently, we've been hearing how agreements have been reached at by different countries to successfully send their students back to China. We heard about Malaysia, I think we heard about Pakistan, we heard about the Solomon Islands, and recently we've heard about Sri Lanka. This afternoon, I received foodstuff from my community here in Shanghai, which is a clear indication that the lockdown is not ending anytime soon. You know, with the new laws that have been put in place, each time a single case is identified, the clock resets and 14 more days are added to our lockdown. Although the cases are reducing every day and more people are being discharged from quarantine centers and from hospitals, the anxiety and anger in the communities in Shanghai remains really high. Some selected companies have started production and the food supply chain has been improved or relaxed a little bit. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time joining us, I live here in Shanghai, China. I'm an entrepreneur. I do videos about my life in China. I do videos about how to find admission in Chinese universities, how to get scholarship in Chinese universities, and generally I just share the life of an expert living in a foreign country. So if it's your first time on my channel and you're interested in videos like this, you want to hit that subscription button so that when I bring videos like this, YouTube will send you a notification. But if you're already my subscriber and have been watching my videos, I just want to say thank you, because I'm doing these videos because of you. So today's video we'll be talking about three things. The first thing we'll talk about is the updated situation in Shanghai and in China in general. And the second thing we'll talk about is when do we foresee that China will start to relax borders and finally open for international travel. And the third thing we'll talk about is some update about international students. When do we think international students can start returning to China? So talking about the update situation in Shanghai and in China, well, the situation in Shanghai is getting better, which means that the cases are reducing by the day. But the lockdown still remains indefinite because we don't know when we'll be out of the lockdown. Each time a case is identified, the lockdown is extended by 14 days. And we are not very sure if we're going to stay for a 14-day window period without having a single case. So the Omicron virus is moving now in China like a wave, from Jilin to Shenzhen to Xi'an to Shanghai, and right now it's making news in Beijing and in Guangzhou, and also so many other cities around. Okay, so now talking about opening borders, I'm going to share with you this article from Zhong and Guang outlining 5 recommendations for China to open its borders safely, stating that China needs to reopen so as to normalize socio-economic development and adapt to global reopening. He went further to say prolonged dynamic zeroing cannot be pursued in the long run. The first point that Dr. Zhong and Guang talked about in the article was vaccination and herd immunity. As of February 28, 2022, China had vaccinated almost 88% of the population, with 40% having taken a third dose. The report states that those fully vaccinated against COVID-19 lead to a markedly reduced mortality rate. The second point that he made mention of was COVID-19 treatment and medicine. Although China has done quite a lot on this aspect as far as treatment, medicine, and antibodies are concerned, he still made it clearly that for China to succeed in this aspect, China still needs to collaborate with other countries through the World Health Organization. The third point that he mentioned was rapid antigen test, which is like the talk of the day now in China, home testing. So in the article, he believes that home testing is one of the things that will lead to zero COVID, because people don't need to go out to queue up, because we believe that it is through the queuing up that some people get infected. And it is also going to lessen the burden on the health officials, because people can just stay at home and do their test without actually going outside. And this will also help to identify cases before they start spreading out. The fourth point was about quarantining. Here he believes that quarantining needs to be taken very seriously because it is during this quarantining period that more investigation can be done about the source of the virus. And also it is through quarantining that we can cut the chain of the virus spread. And the last point he talked about was pilot investigations, which means that the cities don't have to wait until when there is an outbreak before they start doing prevention, testing, and control, and so on. From time to time, some cities will be cut out and tested, and if there are any cases, they're identified and treated on time. This is just like saying prevention is better than cure. So with all these 5 points put together, a better decision can be arrived at when China will, or on when we think China will finally open the borders or relax the borders for international travel. But right now, we don't know when. We can't say by the end of the year, we can't say next year, we can't say in 3 years, in 4 years, or in 5 years. It just depends on these 5 points that I've enumerated, that once put together, then they can determine when they think China will be ready to relax the borders. Okay, now let's talk about international students. I know 80% of my viewers are international students who are out of China, waiting every day, going to the internet every day to fish out news about their return to China. So recently, we've been hearing how agreements have been reached at by different countries to successfully send their students back to China. We heard about Malaysia, I think we heard about Pakistan, we heard about the Solomon Islands, and recently we've heard about Sri Lanka. All these are positive signs that students will definitely be able to return to China, but we cannot tell when. So my advice for you is that if you have options in your country, if you have options in different countries, you can look for admission and don't just only wait until the day China will open its borders. If you think you don't have options, just continue with your online studies, because that's the only option you have for now, to continue with your online studies until when the borders will be able to be free. So if you're a new student and you've not accepted admission yet, I would advise you to better accept the admission or apply and wait. Apply and start your online studies and wait. It is better for you to wait while doing other things than to reject the admission or than not to apply. Because trust me, once the borders will be open, a lot of students will want to apply for Chinese universities, and it will make admissions very competitive. It will make scholarships very difficult and very competitive to have. So right now, it's not very competitive because a lot of people are shying away to apply. So this might be your opportunity to apply now while you wait, because you can apply now and by September, a few students from your country or from some selected countries are able to return to China, and you might be among. Rather than waiting that you're going to wait until the borders will be open, because once the borders will be open and people are able to travel to China, admissions will become very difficult, scholarships will become very competitive. But if you're still doubting on how to go about your admission, on how to go about scholarships, I'm going to share our contacts on the screen, and you can contact us to help you through the process. Please don't leave without smashing the like button, and if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscription button so that when we do videos like this, you'll be the first to watch our videos. Let's meet and talk in the comment section below. Until now, this is peace out. I'll see you in our next video.